I can never remember a day in my life where that's been easy. And the question is, how do you open your heart when things are difficult? You have all the tools. You are going to be tested every day of your life to see whether or not you can sustain an open heart. You know, you have a mind. Instead of using it in a way where it's a projectile, going out into the world and trying to analyze things that are completely absurd and make no sense, if we use the energy of mind and bring it into the third chakra, the energy of mind will open the foundation of our being. You can't open your heart if you're not centered in the foundation of your being. You need, you know, in other words, it's like a flower. A flower needs a stem, it needs roots. Understand? We think we can open the heart without having a stem and roots. Not possible. We think that we could build a building starting on the 4th floor. You got to have foundation inside. So the proper use of the tools that we have, the mind, the breath, the will, the chakra system, you know, that will build the strength inside ourselves that will sustain an open heart. And the real test of whether you can open your heart is not when you win the lotto. I mean, any idiot can open their heart when they just won $27 million. You understand? The real test is when you're dealing with all of these events that happen in your life. Some of them are hard, difficult, easy, hard. You know, you understand? That's the real test in life. And I know that there are two places that are constant sources of tension. One of them is money, and the other one is relationships. I mean, those two places will test you the rest of your life. And I don't care how much of it you make and how long your relationship is. It will test you the rest of your life. And they're healthy. You understand? Because they will tell you how enlightened you are. They will tell you how far you've come in your evolution to God. If you can keep your heart open while your family is just bitching and complaining all the time, and you can love them and give them the room to work out their lives, it means you have really evolved to a very high place inside yourself. If you can keep your heart open when business is shitty, you know, it means that something in you has evolved to a very high place inside yourself. And you will be tested by this every day of your life. Every single day of your life, you'll be tested by this. And I find that these tests are important because they tell me how far I've grown, where I've evolved to, what I can handle in the world. Can I deal with tension? Can I deal with other people's craziness? As I said earlier today, you know, craziness is not going to go away. That's some delusion that we live under. Someday the craziness of the world is going to disappear. Well, you know, I can't remember a day in my life where the world hasn't been crazy. I can't remember a day in my life where I haven't picked up a newspaper and there's not a war somewhere on the earth, or they're talking about people dying of hunger and poverty and insanity in the world. I can't remember one day in my life. That doesn't go away. You know, at the same time, I don't meet very many people who are capable of sustaining an open heart. And because the world is crazy, it doesn't mean that we have to be crazy. You understand? It doesn't mean that we have to be miserable. And in fact, the best way you can help another human being is by learning to be centered, learning to keep your heart open, having the wisdom to be guided by spirit, and then having also the wisdom to be able to be compassionate in the way you deal with other human beings. And there's no better way of dealing with the insanity of the world than learning how to keep your heart open. And this is just something you can learn. It's not some big mystery. It's something that you can learn. The mystery is why people don't do it. That really is the mystery. I mean, we have all the tools. We have everything that makes it us capable of doing this. And I always walk around, like in New York City, and look around and said, you know, I see the deadness in people. I see the unhappiness in people. I say, well, they can all do it. But you can't get up on soapbox and say, hey, you know, you all got chakras, folks. Breathe. Use your mind intelligently. Let's do it. And I've discovered in my own life, when people are ready to learn how to get to God, they will beat the door down. You don't have to go looking for them. They will come, they will beat the door down. And they will do whatever they have to do to truly have a spiritual life.